Welcome back, friends, to another weekly video. This week's video is going to be for people who are taking the CPA exam. And I have two goals in this video. First, I'm going to be saving you some money. And second, I'm going to be getting you a higher score on the CPA exam. We're talking about the CPA exam. And I wanted to make a video with some really practical tips you can use if you're preparing to take the test. So what are the types of things you should be doing? Well, I'm going to give you 4 practical tips you can use. And these are based on my own insight of going through the process myself. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save you some money. People spend so much money on review materials for the CPA exam, and you don't have to. And this is one of the things I would change looking back on my own experience, is I spent a lot of money studying for the CPA exam. And if I was a little bit smarter on where I spent my study dollars, I could have saved a bunch of money and got better scores on my tests. So let me share a little bit about my own experience. So I graduated with a master's degree in accounting, and immediately I went to sit to take the CPA exam. And one of the things I did was I bought one of these big expensive courses, and I found that for me, it wasn't really worth it. So the big selling point of these courses is it comes with all these classes that cover all the review material for the exam. And I sat down and I watched all these classes, but what I realized was all of the subject matter that's covered in these classes, you've already covered in the previous 2 years of schooling. That's what you spent all this money for to go to school. I didn't really have to spend the money to sit in these classes to go through the same material. So I wanted to give you another option. You can invest in targeted review material instead of buying the full courses. So if there's an area of the test that you feel like you're going to be weak on, you can buy review material just on that section. Or maybe you can buy review material that's just the practice problems. You don't need to buy the full course. So it's just like anything else in life. If you're purchasing things, if you focus your purchases on only the things you need, you can end up saving a ton of money. So I do want to say that I think review courses are really good for people who've been out of school for more than 2 years. So if it's been more than 2 years, like if you've taken a break between graduation and the time you want to sit to take the exam, then you've already started forgetting the things you learned in class. And so if that's your situation, you should be investing in review courses because you need that extra study time. But I feel like that's not the situation for a lot of accounting students. So my second tip is focus on practice questions. Now, for me, what I found most effective in preparing for the CPA exam was doing those practice questions. And here's why. You know what the test is going to be. It's going to be questions. So you might as well sit down and practice those questions. I feel like a lot of people get distracted with the courses and the flashcards and all kinds of stuff, when what you really need to do is do practice questions. And the cool thing is, you can buy these books of practice questions a whole lot cheaper than buying the full courses. Now, I'm not going to recommend a specific company here because here's what you can do. You can buy practice questions from all the different companies. And that's what I did. I went out and I bought books of practice questions from 3 different companies, plus I did the practice exam from the AICPA. Because what's helpful is that all of the companies write their own practice questions, so it's like you're getting different perspectives on the test, and so you end up getting a lot of practice. My next tip is that you need to put in the study time. Now, I'm going to give you a strategy that you can use for any test. If you study, you will get a better score. And in the case of the CPA exam, you need to do those practice problems, and you need to do a lot of them. So I know that occasionally you're going to run into people that don't have to study very much and they still do good on tests somehow. I hate those people. That's certainly not me, and that's certainly not the majority of people. So you need to put in the study time. So when I say study, let me tell you exactly what I mean. What I did to pass was I studied for 1 hour every day before work and 4 hours each Saturday and Sunday. That is my study plan. Just to be clear what I'm saying here, it can take a long time to pass the CPA exam. Most people work full-time. That was certainly true of my situation. And so I could only really do 1 or 2 sections each quarter. So it took me a full year to pass the CPA exam. So for 1 year of your life, you're going to be waking up 1 hour early and studying for that test. And you're going to do practice questions over and over and over again. And it's going to be difficult, it's going to be grueling, and it'll seem like studying for this test will take over your life. The good thing about waking up early is that everybody's still in bed. The stores are all closed, there's nothing to distract you, and you can just focus on studying. So if you put in the work, when you walk into that exam room, you're going to be prepared. The last tip I want to leave you with is do not get discouraged. So I know that everybody thinks they're so smart and that they're just going to walk into these exams and they're going to pass everything. That almost never happens. And let me share with you, I have some really smart accounting friends. We all failed sections of the test that we had to take over again. So just be prepared, that might happen to you. And when it does, let me tell you, it is a soul-crushing experience and you start second-guessing everything in your life. So if this happens to you, don't get discouraged. The people who make it through the whole CPA exam test process are the people who can fail a section, pick themselves up, and take the test again. And so what you should do is you should take a step back and reevaluate your studying. Is there a way you can become more prepared for the next test? You need to spend more study time and take that test again. A lot of the CPA exam is your own self-discipline to make it through this grueling and difficult test process. So to recap, these are my 4 tips to pass the CPA exam. Invest in targeted review material, focus on practice questions, put in the study time, and do not get discouraged. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're sitting for the CPA exam, I wish you the best of luck. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, let me know how it's going. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week, so come back and check out next week's video.